Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another episode of 365 Days of Gaming. I really appreciate y'all taking out time to check out this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. All things greatly appreciated. We are back with another SNES classic. I do say that term genuinely because this game is a classic. It's part of a classic series. And I didn't do the original one, not because I don't like it, but I didn't play it as much. And again, I have to do this based on the things that I experienced. So if you ever feel like a game, a series that you like, I didn't pick the one that you like the most, it's not because I didn't like that one. It's just that I probably didn't play it, or at least I didn't play it, during the time when it came out. So I kind of try to keep it in that perspective. So we're going to be talking about a game in the Donkey Kong Country franchise, but not the original one. So that one is a fantastic game. I'm talking about my personal favorite of the three, and that is Donkey Kong Country 2. Now, first and foremost, I'm gonna give you a little backstory on my experience with this game. I didn't own this game, not because it wasn't a great game, but just because, limited resources means we can't play every single game, right? We can't own them at least, but we could play them. We had an economy of sorts with, different people would own certain games and you traded and whatnot. That's how we used to get down back in the day. So one of my good friends, especially during that time, my friend Justin, not to be confused with my brother Justin, but he was definitely, might as well be close like a brother. And I remember going to his house and he's like, I got Donkey Kong Country. I got the second one. I'm like, oh, I ain't even really played the first one for real. He's like, trust me, you're gonna love it. And pop it in, and I kid you not, over the course of 2 days, we beat the entire game. And like, if you played this game, this is not a short game. This is not a overnight type of game. There are like a dozen worlds, and each world has like, a dozen stages, and the bosses are not easy. And, each stage has like so many collectibles and all that stuff. You can it was one of those first games where they put a lot into this game. Like, hats off to Rare for taking a franchise, that pretty much had no direction, because after the original Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. and all that stuff, you really had nothing going on, and turning it into, one of the best series on the Super Nintendo. Like, I'll put it up against any other series, especially platform and action adventure. No, it's up there. And one of the things with Dixie Kong is she can float, and that was pretty much all I needed. So I was big on Dixie Kong. I thought she would be a Smash Brothers character, but I understand, it's kind of hard to get different move sets and all that, whatever other excuse they want to use. But anyway, this game, you're playing Diddy and Dixie trying to rescue DK, who has been captured by King K. Rool. He had to come back for the rematch after y'all folded him in the first game. And it pretty much picks up, where that game left off as far as what to expect from it. A lot of cool platforming, a lot of secrets, a lot of different ways to approach things, and then also the teamwork stuff. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a game since that has done teamwork the way the Donkey Kong Country series did. Now, I didn't play the Donkey Kong 64 game, so maybe they took it up another notch, but I felt like we never got the next phase of the Donkey Kong's Country series. Like, there was no GameCube version for whatever reason. There's no Wii U version, no Wii version, no Switch version. And I feel like that's a disappointment, because these were always fantastic games. And like I said, this one was my personal favorite because Dixie can basically not fly, but she can glide, and that allows you to traverse the environments a little bit easier than just with Diddy and Donkey back in the day. So, I really thought, like, the different animal friends that you find are always really cool, and just seeing their different moves. I messed up and didn't get the fish, and I was a little disappointed in myself for that. But I was trying to get all these bananas and these coins and these barrels and just everything. The game just had so much, and I always thought that was, that was really, it was way more than expected, especially during that time. And I was pleasantly surprised by this series, and I said this one I enjoyed so much. It's not the most difficult, right? But there could be things that could cause the game to be a little tougher, like the bonus levels. There's always an easy way to do it, and then there's the way that I probably did it, which was not right, but we got the job done, so who cares? And then, there's always, you got to find the Kong, and a lot of times the only reward you got was like another life, which you could easily stack up a bunch of them, and you think, okay, I got 23 lives, this is going to be light work. And then you get to an area where it's a little tough. It's a little rough out there, and you end up using 5 or 6 to get through one area, and you start to realize they're not being generous with you. They're just being fair, because you're gonna need all of this. And then also all the cameos from like Cranky Kong and I forgot the DJ's name, but like all the different, like seeing this whole Donkey Kong Country world being shaped, I always thought was super cool. Now, they kind of took it too far back in the day with like the TV show and all of that, but I get it. You gotta try to capitalize when you can. But also visually, I always thought this game was amazing looking. Like, I don't know, it's something about the SNES days where we were doing like this kind of like almost realistic look to things. Like, they were pushing this console as hard as they possibly could to get these graphics out. Not that like the SNES couldn't do great graphics, but these games were always just like a little bit above what the average game was for the console. Like, Rare was doing this, they did Killer Instinct as well. So I just felt like this was another example of Rare being fantastic in a time where there was a lot of competition to be this good. Like, Nintendo had so many hits that you would think, okay, maybe this is too far, give it Donkey Kong his own series. But then lo and behold, you get this game, and it's just amazing from start to finish. Like, I don't think there's a bad level in this game, and I mean that to where it's so many of them, but there's not a bad one. Like, the water stages, not bad. In fact, a lot of them are pretty fun. They could be difficult, but that's just part of it. There's no multiple life bars. You get hit and your monkey's gone, and then you got to go rescue him out the cage, or you got to start the level over. But it was always like, if you died, it was my fault. That was another thing about the Donkey Kong Country series. I never felt like the game was trying to cheat me. It was difficult, but it was always fair. And it's something that I tend to appreciate, especially nowadays, where difficulties are based on things I feel like are not always fair. Limiting move sets and controls and all of that. But this game is definitely a fantastic time. And you could always go back and try to get all the stuff that you missed if you wanted to be a completionist. And I thought that was also cool, because this game wasn't a stage 1-2 type of thing. You got to go through and do the whole thing. So I thought everything about this game fantastic, and I'm pretty sure that most of you probably feel the same way. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. Did you beat this one? Did you beat any of the ones in the series? What are your thoughts on this one compared to the whole series? I'd love to hear those things. And as always, thank you for watching. Have fun. Be safe.